Hey guys, it's Andrew Lim inviting you to go out on the limb. Aloha from beautiful Honolulu. Yes, I'm back here. I'm actually back every winter, kind of like a snowbird now, but Honolulu remains my popular or my favorite destination, especially for some reason I love Waikiki. I know it's like the Times Square of Hawaii, but for some reason the convenience of it, the amazing food here kind of draws me back every year. Not to mention the trade winds that seems to be on turbo mode this week, which is amazing. I mean, it's like, you know, the wind caressing your face. I know it's a bit tacky, but I'm here. I know I've vlogged about Hawaii many times. I actually have started running out of things to vlog, but today I'm just gonna show you my typical day here, or you know, what I do usually when I'm here. Starting with yoga at the Kapiolani Regional Park. So this is a really popular park close to Waikiki that people actually come to do yoga in the morning or in the evening, you know, enjoying the sunset yoga as well as the morning yoga, which is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start off with a proper 9:30 a.m. yoga. Usually a lot of yoga classes here start at 9, but there are some that actually start at 9:30, and it's actually really affordable. I mean, you can show up and pay for it. You can sign up beforehand. There are several places that you can actually use, including a 2F beach yoga, which is really popular. That you can just show up and pay $15 and do yoga. So it's really good. So you should check it out when you're here. So other than that, we're just gonna go around today. Maybe check out one of my temple, Goddess of Mercy temple, and also go to Chinatown and have a proper lunch. So before we do that, gotta do some yoga to kind of start my day right. So come go on limb with me, and we will follow exactly what I do on a typical day here in paradise. Folks, before we start, kindly hit the subscribe button and the notify button for new content that I upload weekly. Mahalo. So after some great morning session yoga with the trade wind giving me this boost, it's just amazing way to start the day. I actually went to the Kuan Yin Temple, a Goddess of Mercy temple here in Honolulu. It's actually close to Chinatown, and this temple has been around, I mean, in one form or the other since 1880. Yes, I mean, of course, the current building does not date back to 1880, but you know, it was actually, this was the site where the Kuan Yin Temple was actually built by the Chinese immigrants in 1880. So the temple itself, it's pretty spacious, and of course you have the great Goddess of Mercy statue sitting in the big hall with prayers, you know, people actually going in and offering their respect and prayers, which is what I do. Now after the temple, I would usually walk to Chinatown to get some lunch. Phuc Lam restaurant is actually one of my favorite spots to come just for old school Chinese immigrant Cantonese food. I wouldn't call this like really great Cantonese, but it's really comfort food. And the ladies who work here are the best dim sum salespeople. They are pushy.
Hello, good morning. Your line?
There we go.
入邊明蝦過嚟嘅，入邊係蝦嚟嘅。
要炸嘢住。
OK，好嘅。
So I went with this fish fillet wrapped with fried tofu skin that was really good, and rice noodles with barbecue pork that was decent, while listening to the ladies trying to hot sell dim sum to the guests who just sat down.
早晨，你啱啱今日喺收市出爐嘅菠蘿包同埋叉燒包。四籠包嘛？係啊。
So after dim sum, I usually would walk down the main street of Chinatown to my favorite bakery. This bakery is well known among the locals. It's been around forever. It's an old school Chinese immigrant bakery called Yun. And here you can actually find all the standard Chinatown pastries like wife's cake, which is the winter melon cake. But here in Hawaii, you can actually get the Okinawan sweet potato stew, as well as the taro, a yam stew. Stew means flaky pastry. So the wife cake here is like really good. It's one of my favorite. It's really traditional. This is winter melon, but you know, this taro flaky pastry is my all-time favorite. So good. So usually for a late lunch, I like to come to Waikiki Food Hall to my favorite spot called Pork Tamago Onigiri. It's actually a chain from Okinawa where they actually sell this spam sandwich. It's kind of like musubi, but it's more modified version with egg omelette as well as shrimp tempura. The bite into it is just so crunchy and savory and tasty, which is the reason why I also take a walk after all this, heavy lunch. And the walk, with the trade winds and the sunny sky, making it, such a pleasant walk. Sometimes I would actually walk, a few miles to my favorite spot called Herbal Spa and Salon. This is actually a Korean sauna. So this is where I can get my scrub, I can actually get my steam and my sauna. And the Korean ajumas work here. So basically they have no problem barging into the men's area because, the men here actually, if you are skittish about being naked, worry not. They make you put on a pair of shorts here, and so you can actually use the facility. And for those of you who are used to going to Korean saunas, you may be disappointed because this place is actually pretty small. I mean, there is a jacuzzi, there is a cold pool, there is steam, sauna, and a small changing room. So it's a good place for people who are craving for a good steam session if your hotel does not have this facility. Hey guys, there's nothing like having the whole place to yourself. I mean, the pool's alright, but I don't know how clean the water is. Decent. I mean, the jets are strong, but the steam room is really hot, and the sauna is pretty decent. But yeah, I have the whole place to myself because it's an afternoon and the weather's beautiful, and no one wants to come here anyways. So after the walking and the relaxing steam session and scrubbing, I usually get hungry, and this is where I come to get my fix. It's called Kono's. It's kind of like a shack with sandwiches, and my favorite thing to get is actually the big pork quesadilla. It's a 12-hour smoked pulled pork in a tasty quesadilla. It's so good. It's actually one of my favorite. You definitely have to get it when you're here. And of course, all that eating means, I have to walk around again to burn off the calories. So Don Quixote is definitely where I go. It's my favorite discount store here in the island of Oahu. It's actually a chain from Japan. For those of you who have been to Japan, you know that Don Quixote is everywhere. Of course, here enforces that you wear a shirt when you come in. And it's like a superstore. You literally can get anything here. You have even your Asian sauces, your grocery, your non-grocery items, your snacks, snacks from everywhere, especially Japan, of course, including a mochi maker. You can actually buy here as well. Instead of spending like $5 for mochi, you can make your mochi. And of course, spam. You can get all kinds of spam here because this is Hawaii. So overall, this is actually an amazing store. You can spend easily 2-3 hours walking here. And I'm actually most impressed with the food selection here, ranging from the frozen seafood to the prepared food like the Japanese sushi, the poke bowls. It's just an amazing array of food. So even if you walk in here without a plan to buy anything, you're sure to walk out with an item or two. That's how crazy this place is. So keep in mind that none of these places gives me any incentive to mention them. I just wanted to tell you what I do on a typical day here in Honolulu, and of course I end my day on a park yoga as well. It's just a way to relax myself. And every Friday night, I even get to enjoy fireworks display courtesy of the Sheraton Hotel.